Today's video is going to review solving one-step equations, how to solve it with all four operations in one lesson. So just to quickly remind you of what we learned, we always learn using the opposite operation from the equation. So if I have addition, I would use subtraction. If I have subtraction, I would use addition. If I have a multiplication equation, I would use division to solve it. If I have a division equation, I would use multiplication to solve it. It's always going to be the opposite of what's in there. I want to find the number that's on the same side of the equation as the variable. Okay, it's not always going to be the left side, it's not always going to be the right side. It's wherever my variable is, that's the number and operation that I need to focus on. So I use the opposite operation and the number on the same side of the variable. Okay, so it's the same side as the variable is what I'm going to need to use. Trying to circle that there and it kind of just made a mess, sorry. That just looks like I scribbled on the screen. I want to do the same operations to both sides of the equation, the same operation to both sides. So to solve for the variable will be alone on one side and the answer will be on the other side. So for example, if I'm adding 8, I would do -8 minus 8. I do not write that 0. I would just write A equals 4. If I'm doing a division or a multiplication equation, this is 8 times B, so I would divide both sides by 8, and I would not write the 1 in front. If it's a division problem, I'd use multiplication. I'd multiply both sides by 2. So let's practice here a couple of times. These ones hopefully look familiar. You guys had these ones as your assignments over the last week. So if I have 3 plus x equals 14. So I'm going to, again, look for my variable, and I'm going to use the number that's on the same side as that. So I'm adding 3. So the opposite of adding 3 is that I would subtract 3 from both sides. My 3's are going to go away. I'm going to be left with just x, and x is going to equal 11 here. Okay, is 3 plus 11 14? Yes, so that would be the correct answer. When I have a subtraction problem, again, I need to find my variable. Okay, my variable is on the right side this time. I'm using subtraction, so I know I'm going to be adding to both sides because the opposite of subtracting is adding. So I now need to decide, am I adding 5 to both sides? Because that's what's on the left side. Well, if I add 5 to both sides, I'm not going to get anything to go away here. I'm not going to get my x by itself. And I'm going to have a 10 on the other side. So I'm not going to add 5 to both sides. Okay, that's what some of you guys were getting confused with last week. I'm going to do whatever is on the same side as on the variable. So what number's on the same side as the variable? The 13. So I would add 13 to both sides, not 5. When I add my 13s, those now make a 0, which is what I want to happen, and I get 18 equals x. Is 18 minus 13 equal to 5? Yes, so I did the problem correct. Okay, now I'm going to look at a multiplication problem. So I know the opposite of multiplying is dividing. So to show division, I'm going to do a fraction bar to be my division symbol. Again, I'm going to use whatever number's on the same side of my variable, which is a 3. So I would divide both sides by 3. So I would get that x equals 6. Okay, up next, this is y divided by 2 equals 60. So I'm dividing by 2. What's the opposite of dividing by 2? Multiplying by 2. So I would do times 2 on both sides. Because some people look at this, they want to say that 30 right away is the answer, but 30 divided by 2 equals 15, not 60. I want a number that's bigger than 60, so I'm going to use multiplication. So my 2's would go away. I'd be left with y equals 120. Here's 2 quick ones for you to do. If I have 8 plus x equals 15, what would I have to do to solve this problem here? Okay, I'm hoping that you recognize because there's an addition problem in here, I'm going to be subtracting from both sides. But what am I going to be subtracting? Am I going to be subtracting the 8 or the 15? Well, the 8's on the same side of the equal sign as the variable, so I'm going to subtract 8 from both sides. When I subtract 8 from both sides, what do I get as my answer? I get 7. Okay, looking at this last one here for our video today. What you guys are going to be doing is you are going to be looking at this and deciding how would I solve this equation. Okay, because I have an addition symbol here, I hope you recognize I would be subtracting from both sides. Am I going to subtract 25 though, or am I going to subtract 10? Well, 25 is on the same side as the variable, so I'd actually need to subtract 25. And what I'm going to do is, because I did not actually draw this where I want it, I'm going to erase this real quick. I would want the subtraction symbol to be more over here below the 25. So I'm going to subtract 25. I'm going to line those up, and I'm going to subtract 25. Now, we have not studied yet negative numbers, so I apologize if this was a one with a negative answer here, but I wasn't asking you to solve for it, luckily, but you would get 10 minus 25. This would actually end up equaling a negative 15. Again, you guys are not yet expected to do problems like that, just wanted to show that to you. For today, I hope you guys saw that you have a folder instead. You have a quizzes to do online, but you also have that one-step error analysis that's located in this folder. So hopefully you guys are seeing both parts of the assignment to do.